Okay, we're looking at Math 31, Section 3.1, simplifying algebraic expressions. On the first example here, example A, we have 4m plus 3m, and I'll point out that they both have m to the first power in each of those terms. So since they're like terms, you simply combine them, and you get 7m. Now the steps that you would have to do if you were showing the logic of this would look like this. The m is in both of them, so you pull it out. And then if you were distributing here, you can see you get 4m plus 3m. Let me use a smaller pen there. 4m plus 3m, and you'd be back where you started. But if you do it this way, the 4 plus the 3 gives us 7. We're better off just learning to add them when the variables and their exponents match. Now, in the next example here, I'm going to start by collecting the positive terms up front. So I've got this 3t and this 2t that are combined up front. And those two terms combine to give 5t. And then in the back, looks like it's messed up a little bit. Let me fix that. It should be 12t there, and here 20t. Okay. Now that that's fixed, 5t minus 20t is negative 15t. Okay, example C here, we're going to be multiplying 5 times 6k. Now we don't know the value of k, but we do know what 5 times 6 is, so we get 30 times k. Now some people make the mistake of distributing in that problem, but there is no multiplication inside, or excuse me, no addition inside the parentheses or subtraction inside the parentheses. So this distributing that's being shown here is being done incorrectly. So you should not multiply both parts of the 5k by 6. If it read 5 plus k, you would do that. Now example D is actually a distributive property problem. You can see that there is a subtraction in the middle of the parenthesis. So when you multiply by negative 4, you have to multiply both parts by negative 4. That'll look like this first step here. The negative 12x comes from this first part, multiplying negative 4 times 3x, and the positive 20 comes from the back half, negative 4 times negative 5. It's important to know you have to stop there. You can take that good answer and mess it up if you don't know that. Okay, example 15, excuse me, example E, that's what I meant to say, is we've got a 3 times 4x, that should be 12x, and a 3 times negative 6. So let me uncover that. And then I'm going to rearrange by putting the 12x up front. And then at the back here, where it says 15 minus 18, we're going to combine those like terms, and that gives negative 3. So our answer is 12x minus 3. Example F here, we're going to be distributing the negative sign. It's like multiplying by negative 1. You'll see that happen on the first step here. And then once you've got that done, you're going to combine your like terms. So I'm going to bring up that, I'm going to put the negative 6 with a negative 5. Combine them to give negative 11y. So negative 11y plus 2 is the answer to that problem. On example G, we're going to be distributing. You may see it up there. You've got a multiplication times a sum. There's an addition inside there, so you will be distributing, and that's this first step here. So for instance, this negative 4 times this 3n would give that negative 12n, and the negative 4 times positive 5, that's at negative 20. Combining our like terms here gives negative 4n minus 22. Okay, example H, we're supposed to find the perimeter of this object, the distance around it. Now it does require us to fill in these two missing sides here. So I'm going to start with this vertical side over there. It's a combination of a lower half, 3x plus 2, added to an upper half of 12. So when you combine those, you end up with 3x plus 14. Then when you go in the other direction, you have to do subtraction. You know the total length is 5x. The side on the left-hand side is 4, so the remaining side here is 5x minus 4. Let me give you a simple illustration of that concept. Let's say you had a board that's 12 feet long. If the left-hand side is 3 feet, it's subtraction 12 minus 3 that'll tell you the other side is 9 feet long. So that's what I did in the horizontal direction on that problem. So now it's just a matter of adding up the like terms here. So we have, if I go around here, I got 5x plus 3x is 8x. 8x and another 5 is 13. 13x and 3 more is 16x. So that does it for the x's. Now let's add up the other terms. 14 minus 4 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 plus 14, 12 plus 4 is 16. 16 and 12 is 28. So that's the perimeter of this object. It doesn't tell us the units. We don't know whether they're feet or inches or miles or meters or anything like that. On example I, what we have is a heptagon, a regular heptagon, where there's 7 sides. They're all 3x plus 5 in length. So the perimeter is just 7 times that 3x plus 5. Distributing here gives you 21x plus 35. And this will be in meters. Okay, examples J and K, we're supposed to find the area of the object. Area is length times width on a rectangle, so we're going to multiply these expressions on example J. Which gives 32x plus 24. And if your original lengths are in feet, your area will be in square feet. Okay, example K can be subdivided a number of ways. I'm going to start by going across like that. And area number 1 up there, I'll call that 18 by 7. So 18 times 7 is area number 1. Which is, let's see what 18 times 7 is. 56, 126 square centimeters. Area number 2, the bottom half here, is 2x by 15. So that's 30x. So we combine those areas, 30x plus 126, and this will be in square centimeters. So that's the expression for the area of that shape. Okay, on L through O, there's one off screen here, we're supposed to decide whether this is done correctly. If not, then we have to fix it. So distributing here gives 12x minus 28. That one's correct. Okay, I've got these already written out here. I think this next one here is done correctly, but let's think it through here. Distributing gives negative 2x. That's good. And plus 8. Negative times negative is positive. And that looks like it's done correctly. So in this set of instructions, you just write correctly. correctly done. Okay, the next two actually have mistakes in them. On this one here, example N, it looks like they distributed here. The problem is there's no plus or minus sign inside that parentheses, so distributing is not the way to get this problem done. And it's done correctly off to the side, which is what you're supposed to do when they're wrong. Just fix it. Okay, on example O, we're going to distribute here. And it gives negative 3t minus 12, but the parentheses stops the distributing, so it looks like this person accidentally multiplied negative 3 times negative 5 and put your 15 down there. So that's actually the mistake they made. And let's see what this looks like when it's done correctly. Okay, so that minus 5 at the end has now been restored as just minus 5 instead of distributing when we shouldn't have on that problem. Okay, so that does it for section 3.1 in Math 31.